Alrighty, there we are. Hello once again, everybody. How are you doing? Good to be with you. So, Shin just ended his salt stream. I am sorry for your loss, my man. Um, I need that. I need that not Ushi in my life. So, if I get denied, I will feel the same pain because I must have her. Well, actually, I need Hogan. She's my type. Then again, as I was joking in the stream, they're all my type. So, uh, stream starting a little late today. I was planning on starting a little earlier, but you know, Shin, Shin was playing some of the event, and I was so enjoying it. I was like, let's keep watching. So I was just doing a little bit of single player 7 Days to Die behind the scenes, enjoying. All right. So where were we? Now where were we? Ah, yes, researching. I don't know, I find this game kind of charming. It's pretty chill. It's kind of fun. How can it be a forest if it's empty? Wouldn't it be like barren land? It could be wilderness, that's for sure. But it couldn't be a forest, could it? What were we doing last time? Oh shit, we need water. Yeah, steal all the water. Do it, guys. Do it. Well, we need wood too. Because we need houses. Because we need to build houses and fantastical paths on this huge floating city of not Columbia that we exist in. Men cannot control the skies. On the earth, the mortals are always vulnerable to the prophecy that one day the gates of hell will open up again, and their heralds will walk upon the earth. In that moment, men will know that Party Rock has returned to the house, and that will be the beginning of the end of all things. So, curiously, one of the things that I've always found that I end up learning at any job is the stuff you're not supposed to do. It's a curious thing, a curious feeling. I often wonder what stuff you're not supposed to do really actually freaking means. So I think for now we're just going to chill, upgrade our city. That event actually looks fun as hell, though. Can't wait to play it. Well, we do need food. So let's go get food. Not gonna lie though, I'm gonna be saving my money up for for chocolate alternaticris. Oh yeah. Coal deposit is full. What the hell are you talking about? Clay. We need Kingu. Ah, that shit was funny. I love when people get into arguments about video games, honestly. It's actually kind of funny. I am going to stick to my guns though on the point that a lot of games and gamers think like one-hit kills equals difficult. And technically yes. But I mean, that's like saying Simon is difficult, and a lot of people would be like, "Well, no, that's just memorization, you know. Oh, green, blue, green, blue, green, blue, yellow, green, blue, yellow, green, blue, yellow, red, green, blue, yellow, red, green, blue, yellow, red, red, green, blue, yellow, red, red, green, blue, yellow, red, red, green, green, blue, yellow, red, red, green." So you're just memorizing, right? And at a certain point, you're gonna fucking press the wrong button. You know, when it's green, blue, yellow, red, red, green, red, 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 green, red, red, green, blue, green, blue, green, blue, green, blue, red, 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 yellow, yellow, green, green, blue, red, green, blue, blue, and you're gonna be like, "Oh shit, I hit blue at the wrong." Bang! You lose, game over. But I don't hear a lot of people bragging about how fucking hard Simon is. So I mean, this actually opens a philosophical question. Rather than arguing penis measurements over how hard Dark Souls is or how hard whatever game is, the question becomes, what the fuck is actual difficulty? Because again, as I think Shin was clumsily making the point, and as I've often made the point, I don't consider cheap one-hit games as difficult. I consider them just simple memorization fests, right? Because that's what that's literally all it becomes. Like, yes, you may require certain small things, like you have to master some menial skill. Oh, you need to know exactly how far your jump goes in pixels, so you can master going to the very, very edge of this one block by pixel and making this jump. But again, is that difficulty, or is that just memorization? Is that just rote memorization? Right? And I think this is why a lot of people don't like RNG, which I consider difficulty, right? Because it requires adaptation. It requires the ability to understand the circumstances that you're in and change to fit those circumstances, as in all competitions, right? Because in the real world, right, in sports, because I'm sorry, esports is never going to be a fucking thing. You guys are just going to have to get over it. You people who watch StarCraft and think, oh man, that's just as equal as real sports. No. Because nobody's whining about, like, literally every quarterback has to be exactly the same quarterback in every football team in America, you know. Every goalie in every game has to be exactly the same in soccer, as you non-Americans call it. Every forward has to have exactly the same stats in order for it to be fair. In order for it to be fair, guys, because otherwise it's unfair. And it's just RNG, and you didn't actually win. It's just fucking RNG, and RNG isn't good gameplay. It isn't difficulty. It's just randomness, right? And despite that, a lot of people in the real fucking world, like, they are hype for RNG, right? They're hyped for the fact that people can succeed under the most difficult circumstances. Let me fucking tell you that from my perspective, right, there is a American football team that was beaten twice by a team that shouldn't have beaten them, by the stats, by people who are like, well, you got all this, you got this guy who is a leader, and you got his inner circle, and blah 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 blah, and you know, well, by the stats they should win. But they didn't win. Twice. And we got a fucking great laugh out of it because it humiliated them and a lot of the, let's say the TISM people who are just look at the numbers and are like, well, the numbers should just justify things. It should just be according to the numbers. So again, difficulty. That's a philosophical debate. Not a which game genre is better, but a philosophical debate. And I've already, through this discussion, exposed my own personal feelings towards that. I mean, I invite it. Bring in more RNG. The people who can't adapt to it are fucking losers. That's how it is. Sorry. I hate seeing shit like meta discussed. Things like, oh, this character is the most superior because if you measure it pixel by pixel, here's the hitbox of their attack. Here's their hitbox while they're doing attack, you know? And this is gonna put me at odds with Shin because he likes his fighting games, and I don't hate fighting games, but again, I do hate this aspect of, and it's not exclusive to fighting games, but I do see it a lot in fighting games. Here's this character's attack. Here's exactly the amount of pixels that attack takes up. Here is their vulnerable frames. Here is their invul frames. And they have the invul frames for exactly XYZ amount of frames. Blah, 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 blah. So before anybody comes out and accuses me of just coming out hard in Shin's defense, trying to be, you know, his apologist or wingman, understand, I'm not on anybody's side here. As I said, it becomes a philosophical debate. And if you ain't able to accept that, you ain't able to actually look at your shit and question, what the hell actually is difficulty? What is any of this stuff? Then I don't know what the hell I can do for you. I really don't. Can difficulty exist in Dark Souls and the quote-unquote Souls-like game genre? Sure. But at a certain point, hearing people describe it, it just kind of sounds like fucking Toho. And I swear I've seen people make fun of, you know, bullet hell games, who are the same people who would essentially worship shit like Dark Souls. Oh, Toho, it's just bullet hell. Well, don't you think one-hit kills are actually difficulty? So if you're arguing, bro, it's so hard because you got to be able to parry or roll or do whatever, because if you get hit once, you die, and it's like bullet hell games, Contra, Toho, etc., fucking whatever have you amongst the genre, like, they don't even give you that option a lot of times. It's like you either dodge or you fucking die. You don't get to parry, you don't get to roll, you don't get to upgrade your health. You're just fucking dead. Period. End of story. But I swear I have seen people who worship the Souls type of gameplay, and yet it's like it's like what? This thing that is essentially along the lines of what you claim is hard about gaming. And again, you know, somebody could come back at me with lists, you know. I'll give you exactly what you can come at me with, since I don't mind RNG. You could say, oh, well, man, isn't coin flipping a hard game? And I'd be like, well, yeah, it's random as shit. You can flip the coin 10 times, and you can get anything between 10 heads, 10 tails, 5 heads and 5 tails, and everything in between. So yeah, it does become difficult. Ah, look at me again. I'm looking to chill, and I'm kind of ranting. Oh well. You guys love it. You know you do, or you wouldn't keep coming back to this silly little place of mine. But thank you. I appreciate it. That sounds like a you problem. How you doing, Cranberry? I hope you were enjoying me rambling about difficulty. But it is true. I think rather than trying to make it a debate on what difficulty is, Shin should have just said, quite simply, those games don't appeal to me, they don't look all that interesting, and just left it there, because then it's just a matter of taste. But if we're going to start talking about difficulty, frames, input lag, etc., like that makes it a whole philosophical debate, which again, it's what a lot of people actually freaking do, and they don't realize it. It reminds me, and I joked in the chat about this, about like, yeah, Gil is tough, but can his ass beat Goku, right? It's, you know, I switched Gil out for Superman, but honestly, it's like, on what metric are we talking? Because like on cinematic super anime cinematic moves that end the fight, can Goku beat Superman? Well, I mean, sure, if we're in an anime and it's just like, oh man, I maneuvered Superman into my Kamehameha, or I maneuvered him into my like spirit bomb, or I maneuvered him into whatever else little clever cinematic gimmick. But on the other hand, if we're arguing like Western comic logic, it could be Superman doing something as simple as Goku being lured into being killed, and then being in the afterlife and being like, oh, well, I'm in the afterlife, I can come back. And then Superman using, his intellect and his connections to go into the afterlife and being like, oh, by the way, Goku, you're fucking dead, and killing him in the afterlife, thus erasing him from existence. And then when, the predictable anime moment comes and all his friends are like, we wish Goku was back to life because we just got to wish him back to life and that'll fix everything. And then Dragon's like, holy shit, I fucking can't. And then Superman appears and just rips the dragon's fucking neck out because he's thought 5 steps ahead. He's on Batman pre-planning mode and that type of shit. So again, I always hate these fucking debates because a lot of people, they just go based down on like what their favorite would do to win. And I'm like, well, yeah, I mean, if you look at it one way, one guy would win. If you look at it another way, another guy would win. Like, yeah, Goku's fast, but could he beat the Flash? Because by the canon of the comics, the Flash can literally see quantum events that are imperceptible to our most advanced scientists, and they exist simply as theoretical. This dude is literally moving so fast that he can actually see them happening. Now, could Goku beat a being that literally isn't just moving Zui fast, but moving as in like, I am perceiving the solution and dissolution of every single atom and particle in existence? I'm not talking about like, oh, I'm just moving really, really fast and teleporting or whatever else. I'm literally seeing matter on a molecular level, the atoms and the individual little bits bonding and or breaking apart, the electrons, the protons, but not just those things, the smaller bits, the little quarks, the little elements within those things that are influencing and outfluencing each other. Like, could you beat such a being? Well, yeah, Goku would just throw a Kamehameha and punch him in the dick. Okay, bro, you missed the entire point of the discussion. You're just like, he's my favorite character, I like him. Or Numa Ailish is as strong as it's said. Then all Gills is stronger than Goku. The Flash, let's say Barry Allen, is faster than time existence, especially with all the Morbin chair. Even without his maximum speed, he can disintegrate him by just going through Goku. And again, this is like the type of discussion that people don't like, because again, it just devolves into like, which character do you like better? Because again, I could make a serious case for Superman outclassing Goku in just about every way, because he's set up that way. He's set up to be an intelligent character. He's set up to be a character capable of superhuman feats like speed, power, resilience, etc., etc. At least, pre-certain modern era incarnations of him. But yet people will always default to, well, Goku always wins in the anime, so like, why wouldn't he win against Superman? And I'm like, bro, this is why I don't like these types of discussions. This is why I don't like these types of discussions. Because you're not here to actually have an argument. You're here to basically just shit on the chessboard and talk about your favorite character, and that's fine. But why try and drag people into watching you shit on a chessboard? Why not just say, I like Goku, that's why he'd win. Have at it, have done, without all the bullshit. But we're getting derailed into a very minute, very specific incarnation of my disgust for a lot of this types of discussion. But what it ultimately comes down to, again, is difficulty. So what is difficulty, right? That's something I don't think a lot of people think about, because this is the point that I brought up. A lot of people nowadays, they worship one-hit difficulty. I keep seeing NES hard thrown around again and again and again. And what I see in these games going around bragging to be NES hard is it's like, oh, one hit insta-kill death. And to be fair, yeah, there were a lot of old school classic, not just NES, but a lot of old school classic arcade NES console games, you know, Sega games, whatever, that did the one hit kill thing. You get touched once, you die, right? Puzzle game, Legend of Lolo, right? Classic old school puzzle game. You get shot once, you die. You touch an enemy, you die. You fall down, you die, right? But it's a puzzle game. So it's not an action game. So it is hard, but it's not like, it's not the first thing that would come up in a lot of people's minds when they say NES hard. Because a lot of people are thinking like action games, arcade games, you know, more along the lines of Contra and that sort of thing. Comic scaling is very weird for some. Yes, it is, because you get a lot of different writers doing different interpretations. Then again, anime scaling is weird because a lot of times you get, it's either a writer forgot something or they're just straight up trying to step beyond a limit they put on themselves. For example, Dragon Ball. Again, going back to that perfect example. A person can only be wished back from the dead once. Period. End of story. And yet Dragon Ball, they were like, well, we need to be able to bring back Goku, don't we? Because if Goku stays dead, who's going to keep reading the series? So, yeah, same thing. Again, classic problem. But, again, stepping back from it, that's not my contention. I'm not here to argue about the weirdness of American or Western comics or any specific media or genre. It's the whole argument about difficulty thing becomes a, what the hell is difficulty to you? Right? Because there's a lot of fucking obtuse old school games that don't hold your hands. They don't include tutorials. Some people actually wouldn't consider those games very hard, because they can infer from logic and just playing the game that, okay, if I do this, I get hurt. If I do this, I will not get hurt. And then they just fucking get good at it through adaptation. But there's a lot of people out there that are like, game's too hard, does not include tutorial. So, is that difficulty? A game that does not include a tutorial is just automatically bumped up like 10 spaces on the fucking difficulty meter? So, if I release a game that's literally just a coin flipping simulator, and there's no fucking tutorial, it just boots you straight up into the image of a fucking coin, and then you're not told what to do, you know, and then just you fumbling and poking around, you flip the coin over, and then it lands on tails, which is your lose scenario for that particular flip, and you lose. Oh, is that suddenly the hardest goddamn game in the world because I tricked you into dying? And this is my argument with a lot of these fucking Kaizo, Mario style, I want to be the guy bullshit games, because it's like they rely on trickery. Oh, you thought that health kit was going to heal you? Well, it turns out that health kit kills you. Oh, I'm so funny. I'm so clever. So is trickery and deceit and outright breaking and bending your own rules difficulty? Because there's a lot of games that do this. And again, media in general, as I said, you know, fucking going back again, I hate to keep hammering this point, but Dragon Ball, literally, like, you can only be wished back from the dead once. But we're writing the goddamn rules because if Goku stays dead, that's it. We don't have a show anymore. Imagine something like that with Fate. Oh, Shiro gets deaded by Gil, and the fucking Nasu rode himself into a corner. And it's like, well, shit. In the way I've set it up, not even Avalon could bring Shiro back from this. But if he dies in this scenario, that's it. That's fucking it. Like, story's over. Shiro's fucking dead permanently. There's no way out for him. But this is the only way, you know, we can progress the story. So essentially, I've written a dead-end story. Oh, but what if there was this exception, this magical exception that Shiro could actually be brought back twice from this particular thing that killed him once before and killed him again, which is supposedly supposed to result in permanent death or whatever horrible bad end it is. Ah, ha 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 ha. Is that a good game? Because to me, it just sounds like bad writing. It just sounds like excuse making and cope. We have a Superman can like destroy a country at best, and a Superman who is somehow fucking third in the universe in speed. Talking about gags, features who might literally blow the entire system with his breath. Most Goku fans won't like this, but Goku will never be bloodlusted in a normal situation. Being in character, Goku would either try to block or parry any attack that comes to him. Fans try to somehow make it bloodlust so that he can fight at his full potential, basically bring Goku black in the argument. Yeah, and that's another thing. That's another thing. Like, I was once having an actual discussion, making a discussion like this, where I was talking with a friend, and we were talking about, like, basically nerds that make the Superman versus Goku argument. And I'm like, well, normal Goku would actually just be looking for a fucking fun fight. That's what he'd be doing. And so, you know, once him and Superman started mixing it up, his dumb ass would be like, haha, you're a pretty tough fighter, man. Ho, 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 I'm having so much fun. Now check out this move. Let's see if you can parry this. Ha 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 ha. Oh man, those are some cool badass laser beam eyes. You almost got me there. Now, I'm going to try one back at you. Try not to get hurt too badly by this one. All right? I'm going to even give you a little bit of a warm-up. Ka-me-ha-me-ha. Ha. And it's just fun. But, like, literally, if Superman actually considered him a threat, he'd probably actually be using that time to try and figure out, like, okay, how do I beat this guy? Not like, oh, I'm a meathead having fun fighting. That sort of thing. And again, that goes back to the whole discussion about difficulty and what you consider difficulty actually as. Because a lot of people, they're like you're saying, they're making the argument of like, oh, ultimate Goku. He might be able to be ultimate fucking Superman, but it doesn't make any sense. Why would he do that? And there's probably going to be a lot of turbo nerds mad about me making fun of Goku or Superman or whatever favorite game of theirs they have that is all about like, oh, this bridge you were walking over, now it suddenly turns into knives and you die. Haha, isn't that clever? But that's not what we're talking about. I'm asking a simple philosophical question. What the hell actually is difficulty? And a lot of people probably haven't thought it through. They probably think it through based on games that they've played and enjoyed to some degree, or maybe not. Maybe they just dick worship these things based upon their existence on the internet in meme culture. You know, maybe there are people out there who consider, you know, fucking getting over it, oh, it's such a difficult game. But I'm like, yeah, getting over it's difficult. Try you know, try fucking beating, I don't know, try beating Frostpunk without unnecessarily losing any citizens, right? And again, what's difficulty? Because the one game is specifically set up to be kind of cheap, kind of a fucking goofy, not to be taken seriously meme game. And the other one, the actually keeping citizens alive and outside of Frost on the harder difficulties, is legitimately difficult. It's not trying to trick you. It's just simply, hey, your citizen has 100 points of life. If it goes below 0, they're fucking dead. Here are all these scenarios, and we're going to explain it to you, in which your citizen's life will be subtracted. And now that we have fairly set up the scenario for you, your job to avoid losing is to avoid your citizens dropping below 0 hit points. Good luck. See, this is why I don't often talk too much on topics like this, because I will ramble for hours, and there's probably a lot of people out there who would think that I'm trying to like equivocate, I'm trying to make excuses or cope or whatever else. And it's like, no, I genuinely want to hear what your basis for fucking comparison is, right? Like the Superman versus Goku thing. Like, on what basis are we talking about Superman versus Goku? Both of them as natural fighters, they just magically appear in the middle of an arena somewhere, you know? And Superman's like, is this another trick of Mr. Kiltipsism? Huh? Mr. Kiltipsism? Maybe it's Luthor. Or somebody else. Maybe it's Darkseid. And Goku's like, oh boy, it's an arena. I get to punch someone new in the dick. Like, it's not like the same as a lot of people fantasize, where it's like, you know, ultra, quadruple, quadruple, ultra, beyond, quadruple, duple instinct Goku fights like Superman, who just is still in Clark Kent mode. I'm not on anyone's side in this debate. Again, I simply ask the question, what is difficulty? Because nobody really thinks about it. And it is a philosophical discussion. And if you ain't ready for that discussion, shut the fuck up about it. Stop being like, X is hard. As you can tell, I think about these things way too much because I'm a fucking nerd. But at least I accept what I am. Alright? I accept what I am. Who's worshipping whose dick? Try beating Chess 2.0. Near fans been real quiet since Chess 2.0. Staying. Ah, you missed Shin's response to you. I think you need to go back and watch the VOD. Oh wait, no, don't. No, don't actually. Now that I'm thinking about it, that was kind of fucked up of him. But no, seriously, I just personally don't give a shit. That's what I'm going to say. I got games that I like and games that I don't like. And I'm very clear on those games that I don't like. And the reasons that I don't like them. So, you can agree with me, you can disagree with me. But you can't make me like things I don't like. That's not fair. That's like me trying to make you like things you don't like. Sadly, it's 9:30, so I'm gonna have to wrap things up. I know I didn't get a lot of gameplay here. I actually did enjoy a little bit getting my input on the whole difficulty discussion, because I will agree with certain people that, yeah, Dark Souls can be considered difficulty, but again, I reserve the right to ask the question, what is an actually difficult game? Because that is a philosophical discussion. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. My face turns into Goku. That's been the whole point of this whole 42-minute stream. It's just me kind of rambling on about the topic. I'm not saying you're wrong for liking what you like. You know, there's people out there that like things that I consider trash. You're free to like what you like. I don't know why you would consider me not liking the things you like as a personal slight. I mean, if you give a shit about my opinion that much, I feel kind of flattered, but, you know, maybe you shouldn't value... Maybe you shouldn't value my opinion that much if it causes you grief and disdain when I disagree with you. But other than that, I don't know. I'm all over the place. That's all I'm going to say. I am fucking all over the place. I can see the one point in the, like, the people that are like Souls difficulty. I can see the point in the people that are like, it's just roll, 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 roll. But I think you're all missing the point based on philosophical grounds, because maybe their idea of difficulty is, you know, never being hit at all, and they play Toho, and that's their whole thing. You know, I've been playing bullet hell games since Contra on the NES. You know, the famous code. I'm not even going to say it, because all I have to do is say the famous code, and it just Pavlovian in your mind. Boom, you know what I'm talking about. You're even reciting it in your head right the fuck now. Even if you're watching this in a VOD later, you know what the hell I'm talking about. That code. Hell, at this point, you're probably hearing that noise in your head. The game start noise. But Shin, he's a simple guy. He is a simple, harmless bunny, Shin. Do not hate him for his tastes. For they are but simple Shin tastes. I'm not taking anybody's side in this. I'm just laughing. I am just laughing. It would still be a very funny question, actually. I would love to get a panel of people to sit the fuck down and argue over what makes a hard game, because I can imagine like getting the gamerest of gamers that are like, well, you know, Unreal Tournament is hard because, you know, you got to get the most kills and people are constantly killing you and you're constantly blowing up. And someone, like I was making the joke about three draw, no shuffle solitaire being difficult, because yes, solitaire is a game. And the 3 draw, no reshuffle rules make it very difficult to actually win that fucking game. If you don't believe me, you can actually go into your damn computer right now, boot up Solitaire, enable the 3 draw, no reshuffle rules, and see how many damn games you win. Because you ain't going to win a lot. It's going to be harder than you think. And that's why I'm kind of making this little bit of a joke rant. It's not even really rant. I'm just having a little laugh about the whole situation. Because I felt like everybody was getting a little overly angry and defensive. When really, it should have just been a simple, well, I mean, you're free to not like Dark Souls if you want, Shin. You're free not to like it. I like it. I enjoy it. There's a lot of other people who enjoy it. And you know what? We would enjoy seeing you play it because we want to kind of see what your take on it would be. But fine, if it's not for you, it's not for you. And Shin being like, well, not my sort of thing. Maybe someday, I don't know. I've just never really been into those sorts of games. But, you guys are free to like whatever you like. But instead it kind of turned into this almost semi-overly defensive, like everyone is defending their favorite thing. And guys, come on. We're not here to try and make each other feel bad about the things we enjoy. Because I will never apologize for liking Sakura over the other girls. Although Rin's second best, but sisters. I mean, we need a route with both sisters. Yes. I mean, I guess Saber can tag along too if she really wants, but I'm joking. Come on, you guys, fucking really. It's all about the Ilya route. We need that director's cut with the Ilya route. Because it's all about the big sister. It's all about that 19-year-old big sister. But to each their own. You guys enjoy the things you enjoy. I might not enjoy the things you enjoy. You might not enjoy the things I enjoy. And that's fine. That is absolutely fine. I've never demanded that people enjoy any of the games I play on this channel. If it's not for you, fine. If you want to see somebody play Fall Guys, which I probably will never play by my own choice and volition, there are plenty of people who will play it. You want to see someone play Doki Doki Panic? Again, same thing. Not my thing, but I will not fault you for going and watching someone else play it. You guys are free to like and dislike the things you want. I'm totally real with you. Totally real with you. It's the way it is. That's just the way it is. By the way, one last bit. Sad news. So I had put in vacation time for a certain time in February that overlapped Valentine's Day. And I think that vacation time has been denied. I think I'm going to have to cancel that entire week, which thankfully I haven't announced as an actual stream week. Now, what I can do as a male, what I can do is reschedule that to White Day. I can reschedule for a White Day stream. A White Day week stream, as a matter of fact. Because that's a month after Valentine's, right? So yeah, it would be March. The week of the month after March. The week after the White Day week. That's what I'm saying. And we can all hash it out then. We can all be in this big fight and argue about difficulty and the philosophy of what makes games difficult. But you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna make it super chats only. All other argumentation and discussion will be disregarded. You're gonna have to. I'm gonna make it a $50 minimum. $50 minimum. You're gonna have to throw down $50 if you want to get in the ring and argue about game difficulties and shit. And I'm gonna get rich. No, that's fucked up. I wouldn't do that. But there is a part of me that certainly would. If I didn't give a shit, I probably would do fucked up things like that, and I would laugh the whole way down. Not because I think that's something I should do, but I just genuinely wouldn't have sympathy for people who are throwing around money like that. Because they get what they fucking deserve, right? Or something like that. I don't fucking know. Alright. Alright, you hooligans. Like I said, it's 9:30. I'm going to wrap it up here. I'm going to get the heck out of here. I hope you had fun listening to me ramble about how silly internet arguments are. But you know what? We're all nerds. We're all here for nerdy internet arguments anyway. I just wanted to cast doubt on the whole Goku versus Superman argument. And I think I've done so admirably. Besides, no flag Minesweeper, hardest game ever. Get on my level, you fucking scrubs. If you can't clear it without laying down flags, then you need to get good and deal with it. I will probably be streaming Tetris Effect this weekend. So, in about 24 hours. I'll probably be back streaming again. I got a friend who wants to play some 7 Days to Die. Probably won't be streaming during that time. Unless I get his permission, in which case I will. But that's neither here nor there. I can't promise anything. Other than that, if Shin is streaming, expect to see me in chat shitposting. Otherwise, thank you all for tuning in for my bizarre weirdo rambles and crazy existence, I guess. I will see you all out there, and take her easy. Whatever you do, I'll see you on White Day, sexy. What them hips do, baby.